Hello, Life Path 4, and welcome to your readings at the round table for your monthly numerology. There was supposed to be applause there. I'm Jennifer. This is Yasmin. You can just see I don't even know if you can see her shadow. I had to move a extra dog bed in here for her, so yeah. Mouse is right here. He and Badger are in a polite disagreement, so Mouse is kind of cut up, and he's still pissed that I've only given him 4 beds in the new office arrangement. So yeah, we're dealing with that. All right, Life Path 4, this is your monthly numerology for April 2023. Yeah, oh my gosh, can you believe it? April. This is this is not as busy of a month as March. And I'm saying this because I'm reading today. I'm still in March, obviously. But today's St. Patrick's Day, and March has been a busy month, and it will continue. There's still stuff going on. April is going to be a bit of a respite. It's going to be a little bit of a step down. Still stuff going on astrologically speaking, of course, because we don't live in a vacuum. But it's not as busy as March. It's not as intense as March. So there's just still stuff going on, like normal stuff. Yeah. So really a lot of stuff that's going on for religious ceremonies and religious things this month. We've got Passover, we have Easter. Then on the 22nd, we also have Earth Day. I really love, like, as we go into April, because the sun is in Aries, and the sun is exalted in Aries, so the sun really loves being in Aries, and it just feels like everything is in bloom. Tried to wear a spring t-shirt today, but it's cold, so, but it's green. It works. St. Patrick's Day and all. But this is a wonderful time because the sun is exalted as we move into April, and it's a wonderful, I just feel like this is a wonderful time of the year. Rebirth, new beginnings. On the 3rd of April, we have Mercury moving into Taurus. It's not bad, pretty good place. Because Mercury doesn't like being in Pisces, so Taurus, no problem. On the 6th, we have the full moon in Libra. On the 11th, we have Venus moving out of Taurus, which it rules, moving into Gemini. Still not a bad place for Venus. Venus just doesn't like being in Virgo. So this is an okay place for Venus. And something that you might want to watch out for this month, because you're in a 6th month as a Life Path 4. On the 20th, here's our busy day in the month of April. So on the 20th, we have the sun moving into Taurus about 4:30 in the morning. And that's important because about 12:30, just after midnight, we have a new moon in Aries, our 2nd new moon in Aries of the year. And this is Eastern Standard Time, by the way. Check your time zones. So we have our 2nd new moon in Aries for the year. This happens from time to time, where we have 2 full moons or 2 new moons in a month. Yeah. We also have a bonus that day. We have a solar eclipse in Aries. I know. Good times, right? Now, here's the little tricky thing for April. It's not horrible, but, again, has an effect. We have Mercury going retrograde on the 21st. So, Mercury has a shadow effect before and after it goes retrograde. So, a couple of weeks before, 10 to 14 days before it goes retrograde, there's a shadow. And when it goes direct, we still have that 10 to 14 days, like, of shadow. Mercury going retrograde is not the boogeyman. It's really not. We have to continue with our lives, even though Mercury is in retrograde. However, we need to be more careful during those times. And the reason why people think Mercury is such a boogeyman when it goes retrograde is because he goes retrograde like 3 times a year. Other planets don't do that. They go retrograde once a year or once every 2 years or 18 months or whatever. They don't they don't go retrograde as often as Mercury does. And Mercury is a planet of communication, so a big deal. So watching out for you this month, I would definitely say that you need to watch what Venus is doing. Because, like I said, Life Path 4, this is a 6 month for you. So a 6 month for you is all about family. It's it's all about your home and your children. What the values that holds, like with your community. This is about being generous and compassionate. It's teaching a mutual love and respect for mankind. Definitely about marriage and partnerships. So there's going to be an emphasis on family, home, marriage, partnerships. So if you're in a partnership, there's going to be a lot of like emphasis on that you'll be able to spend some time with your significant other. Maybe you'll be able to get away, or maybe you get married, or maybe you just finally meet someone that inspires you to like commit into a relationship. I know, stranger things have happened. Hey, I never thought I would get married, but here we are, 2 kids later. So there's a lot of that kind of emphasis for you in April. Inspiring that mutual love, respect, and truth with compassion and generosity is a real emphasis this month for you. Being a friend, being a counselor, speaking your truth. So I guess Mercury is involved with you, especially if you're trying to speak your truth and you're trying to communicate with your loved ones. Yeah. The shadow side of a 6 is to be alone without being lonely. Like you can be, some people can be like more sensitive. They can be nervous, a little skeptical of like good things coming in. Accepting extra responsibility. We don't need to do that because 4s already do that. 4s already want to accept extra responsibility. So watch what you're doing this month. Make sure that you're using patience and accepting other people so that they can speak their truth with no judgment and you can speak your truth with no judgment. And I mean no judgment from either party. Like you're not judging yourself, you're not judging them. Making sure that we keep that like, to a minimum. This is also a really big creative time. This can be a real creative time for you. And I think that's wonderful because 4s are used to hard work. 4s are used to building and, building a good foundation in partnerships, in relationships, in businesses. 4s are used to that kind of hard work. So this is a great time to open up that imagination a little bit instead of trying to hinder your imagination, I want to say. And not be so serious. This is a time to have that childlike playfulness and enjoy your life. I mean, really, again, being compassionate and generous to yourself as well as others is important during this time, Life Path 4. I love this. So, make sure that you're not accepting other people's responsibilities this month. And, keeping love and respect and holding that truth open for everyone, including yourself. All right, I'm going to pull from 3 card decks today because of Mercury retrograde. I wanted to add an extra deck in. So I'm still using the Goddess Guidance cards and, of course, the Crystal Reading cards. But I am also adding in Moonology. And, of course, these are the 2 decks that I generally read from the book. So, yeah, see how that goes, too. I feel like this is going to be a great month. And I feel like having that second new moon in Aries is just giving us a boost. Just giving us like, okay, all right, this is where we're going kind of thing. It's a leadership moon. I mean, that's what I think of Aries anyway. And Taurus is like the workhorse. Okay, well, we'll take this. It jumped out. And I forgot to switch this over. Maeve, cycles and rhythms. I like that. Cycles and rhythms. It's a good thing for a 4. Because that way you can get into, having some fun. Like, and working. Like, you don't have to, you don't have to completely shut off that fun side of yourself. You don't have to shut off that creative side of yourself for. Ooh, clear quartz, purification. I guess so, because March for you, Life Path 4, was a changing month. Not just in astrology, but it was a 5-month for you. So a lot of changes happening in March. This may be a good time to get grounded and to spend that time with family and with friends and like getting back into your community. But I love how it's emphasizing like home, children, family, partnerships, marriage. Oh, new moon in Scorpio. All right, let me get out the good glasses here. All right, Maeve, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Again, being compassionate and generous to yourself as you're building, as you're seeking order, as you're like making accomplishments. Interesting. All right, I'm going to read from the moon book first because it's on top and I'm lazy. Haha. Okay, I don't have the lighting fixed yet. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. This card suggests a rebirth. Ha! Love that. Think of your situation as a phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as birth, death, rebirth paradigm. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It may be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns, but it will be deep and transforming. This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then this is the time to work on your magic. It can also herald the start of a sexier time. If you've been experiencing something of a drought, and emotional intimacy is also on the menu. I like that. A sexier time. I like that. Scorpio is also, Scorpio is the sign that likes to go deep into the body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's do the clear quartz. Okay, purification, clear quartz. I should probably show you the card. This is a beautiful card, and I actually have several clear quartz on my little mini altar here. Purification. This wonderful planet we live on is made up of 85% quartz crystal. Just by being here, we are naturally blessed with the medicine of the clear quartz. This powerful crystal amplifies, stores, transmits, transmutes, and retains energy, allowing you to work with it in an abundance of ways. It acts like a universal battery charger, constantly charging, amplifying, and purifying your energy field. Amplifies, stores, transmutes, transcends, and retains energy. Moves light and energy into and out of the body as it clears and cleanses the energy field. Enhances and amplifies intentions. Amplifies and deepens the love and wisdom from the universe. And allows a deep sense of clarity in your life. You know, this again makes perfect sense to me, because a deep sense of clarity in your life after all the changes that we have in March, I mean, with Pluto changing signs, with Saturn changing signs, Venus, Mars, everything changed signs. And in Mercury's case, a couple of times in March. So this is a wonderful time to purify your energy, to like enhance your skills here. And understand that cycles and rhythms are like just another part of life. Have some fun this month, Life Path 4. It's going to be great. Thank you so much for joining me this month. Thank you so much for joining me today for this reading. I really appreciate your support on my channel. So don't forget to watch your weekly zodiac readings as well. And of course, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful April. And until we see each other again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.